Growing up here in this part of Puerto Rico in the 80s was not easy.
Poor, really poor life, like any Puerto Rican back in those days with 4 kids. Imagine, as poor as you could ever be.
Barriada Morales, the roughest area in Caguas. Sandra Osorio was 19, unmarried, and had 4 kids.
Hard for any young mother, but I loved them all. It was like I was trying to give none of them away.
Her youngest, Jessica, was only 7 months old. Her father, Ray Flores, different from the other 3 siblings.
Something came up where I had to leave to Puerto Rico and only take 2 of my kids. I could only afford to take 2. And the 2 youngest stayed, one with my aunt and one with my friend.
That friend, Carmen Pimentel.
She was a city girl like me for like 2 years. We have been talking every day like friends, for 2 years.
Sandra says she left a note with Carmen stating she would be back for baby Jessica, and the 2 were in agreement. So they went to Chicago. 2 months later, Ray went back to Puerto Rico for the 2 kids. He got Jessie. Next was Jessica.
He seen Carmen and seen the baby and said, "Have her ready, I'll be gone tomorrow." And she just took off.
The woman she thought was her friend ran off with now 9-month-old daughter Jessica.
I cried and I cried and I cried. And then there was nothing else we could do.
Her family kept going back to Carmen's house with no results. Then Ray was murdered.
I went crazy. I did so many wrong things after that because so many things had happened and there was no way out that I lost control of my life a little bit after that.
While still looking for Jessica, she went to the police, but who would believe a poor woman with a troubled past?
I guess they thought that by me being from La Barriada, that I was from La Barriada Morales, one of the worst parts of Puerto Rico. They didn't want to do nothing with nobody in there at all.
Then on March 18th, she got a call.
My auntie called me and said, "This girl is looking for Carmen. She's not looking for you. She doesn't know you exist in this world. She asked about Carmen."
Jessica found them on Ancestry.com. The 2 connected by phone, but it did not go well.
She says, "How do you know Carmen?" And I said, "Because Carmen and Papo are not your parents. I am. I'm your mother. They stole you from me." And she hung up on me.
After a lengthy conversation, Jessica asked Sandra to take a DNA test. It came back that Sandra Osorio was 99.9% the mother of Jessica Douglas. We spoke to Jessica on FaceTime.
Hi, Jessica.
Her life with Carmen in the boroughs of New York was hell.
She was like on drugs. So I remember, I remember the heroin needle. I remember her kind of like coming in and out of consciousness, if you will.
Carmen, who said she was her mother, lost custody, and Jessica was placed in a foster home. She was just 5 years old, and at 8, she was adopted by Mercedes and Alfredo Flores.
They adopted me, and it was great. I mean, I had an amazing family.
A family with brothers and sisters. Jessica is married now with her own family, but she still had questions about Carmen.
I think I didn't want to get adopted initially. And the reason was, it wasn't because my parents were bad parents, because they were great. But I always had that hope of going back to Carmen.
And said her life took yet another surprising turn.
You found something that you weren't looking for.
No, you're absolutely right, because the reasons I were looking for Carmen is not, I guess, your typical maybe adoption. Like, I wasn't looking for a reunion with Carmen. I had a fantasy in my mind that the day I met Carmen, I was going to let her know that in spite of her, I'm on my 2 feet.
Yet she still had a hard time believing Sandra was her biological mother.
I feel that, if somebody's kidnapped, I thought that was like an FBI is involved, like the police get involved, and there's the missing children, there's Amber Alerts, there's faces on milk cartons. I feel that if somebody were to take my kid, I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't stop. That's what I feel. But then again, I feel bad for her because, I also think that maybe Sandra did the best she could with what she had.
Unfortunately for Sandra, they had been searching for someone who no longer existed.
We always look for Jessica Osorio. I called Maury, called Jessica Osorio. I called Cristina, Jessica Osorio. Walter Mercado, Jessica Osorio. Que si Ricky Lake, Jessica Osorio. We were always searching for the wrong person. We never knew Jessica Pimentel Flores.
In the 2 weeks since they first talked, they are trying to build a relationship through the phone.
My biological mother is Sandra. She seems like she's such a wonderful person.
Though the ties Jessica has with her adopted family are strong, and even stronger since her adoptive mother passed away.
She put something on it that it says Mamita Bella, Mamita Chula to her other lady. And I couldn't take it. And I called her. And I told her, I said, those words were supposed to be for me. Those feelings are supposed to be for me. You know, it hurts. It hurts to know that somebody else raised my daughter and that she calls somebody else mommy.
Epa, we are on our way.
Sandra believes La Sangre Llama. It means your blood calls you home. We'll find out if that's true.
Jessica, here we come.
A 14-hour trip to Mississippi to a reunion 37 years in the making.
Have a good one. See you over there.